Mr. Joe Gilberti of Gilberti Water Supply.
Madam Chair.
Sir, you have, I'll be with you in a second, Vice Chair. You have 5 minutes for your presentation. You need to state your name and your address for the record. Can I come back to you?
Good morning. My name is Joe Gilberti. Address is 6050 Southwest 64th Place, South Miami, Florida. I want to thank the Commission for letting me have the time today. I'm a professional engineer. I was born and raised in Miami. My father was an engineer for Dade County, built Palmetto Expressway, Sundays Marina, DOT. I met with Miami-Dade Water and Sewer, with some doctors and some consultants and contractors. I ran into a natural resource in Sarasota County who is talking to us tomorrow because there's a 4-county pump station. This natural resource is actually coming from, you can Google it on your phones, it's called Oceans Beneath the Earth. About 400 miles below the Earth, there's actually vast oceans of clean water that Northwestern released 2 weeks ago. This farmer out in Sarasota, he has a 1,500-foot deep well that hit an alkaline spring source that's generating more water than we've ever seen in one-point discharge. I basically, as an engineer, have, maybe I don't know if people can see this too clearly, but we're going to run a transmission pipe. It's called the Florida North-South Water Conflict. All the people live in South Florida, but all the fresh water starts in Central Florida. This is a unique spring that's not actually into the Florida, and it's a spring coming underneath it from oceans in the earth. And the reason we know that is we had BP oil consultants on the property, and the Yucatan meteor that apparently killed the dinosaurs, created the Gulf of Mexico, it actually lifted Florida out of the ocean. That's why we have shark teeth. There's a tilted wall next to this man's land, which is Mayaca Park, which causes a big sinkhole. So we have a tilted wall. Once we get past 1,000 feet, the water is actually 87 degrees. The readings of the water, and I want to submit this to the actual engineering documents and permits. I actually own the property with the farmer, so I have the deed and the access and the engineering plans ready. The idea is we want to bring the water to the people, to the tap of homes. It's a cancer antioxidant no one's ever seen before on the planet, and it's a lot of it. So it eliminates a water crisis. It's a sustainability project for health, economics, and education, because my business plan says that once we tie it to the tap of homes, we believe the equity in the homes would almost double, which would bring the developers, which would bring the jobs back. If you Google Blue Gold Water Wars, there's 20,000 children in the world each day under 14 that die of lack of water. We could actually ship this water out at our ports and cut off companies like Nestle, who ship water from Lake Michigan past Florida through the Panama Canal to China, bottle it, bring it all the way back to Michigan, and label it, and make about $1 million a ship. With this kind of water, which could potentially change medicine, from some of our scientists that are looking at it in colleges, we could ship it out from Florida and generate potentially $10 million a day for Dade County towards education, firemen salaries. I think it should go back to the people. Being I have access to it, I'm the owner, it's the people's water. All we need to do is get it into the media. I've dropped it off at Marco Rubio's office. I think this is a good opportunity for Republicans, Democrats, past presidents, current presidents to get together and take a look at this source that I don't create, God creates it. It's 2,000 feet below the ranch. The spring actually hit the source of water. It's trapped in like a lime rock bed. I have the down the hole video, I have the samples. There's years of research of alkaline water, what it does and its benefits that you can see up here. I'm just a simple engineer that is going to run an 84-inch pipe when we get the private funding or public funding that will run 300 million gallons a day down the West Coast, but I think there's enough also for Tampa and also for South Florida. So I'm going to ask Commission if they could set maybe a project number aside with your staff and your consultants on a continuing service contract to come to our property and test it. I will be pumping to a 4-county pump station, so there'll be a precedence in Sarasota, Manatee, DeSoto, and Charlotte, who we're meeting with Sarasota tomorrow because they're actually buying 70% of their water out of the county. And I just want this is basically a petition or redress of grievance. I'm trying to combine potentially the #1 resource in the entire world, which is the cleanest water we've ever seen, in an enormous quantity due to this fracture, with my First Amendment rights. And I would ask that the commission would get me a point of contact with staff, that I could actually go through a longer presentation with other professionals for, say, 20 to 30 minutes. It's very hard to explain all this stuff in a 5-minute thing, so I wanted to crack the ice with the county, and I wanted to submit formally to the county attorney our record permit document.
Thank you, sir. We really appreciate it.
And plans.
Now we go.
Madam Chair?
Vice Chair requested
Thank you.
to introduce a point of